Welcome, and thank you all for joining us today in what promises to be the first in a series of panels bringing together executives, entrepreneurs, and investors, many from right here in Philadelphia, to talk about market disruption, their firsthand experiences leading businesses, and also opportunities for investable growth. The series is brought to you by TiE Philadelphia, and with me is Doc Pargi, president of TiE Philly and partner at venture capital firm Street Capital, to say a few words. Doc?
Great, thank you, Himesh. Hello, everyone. So my name is Doc Pargi, president of TiE Philadelphia. I'd like to welcome you to our inaugural speaker series. So TiE is a global organization that supports entrepreneurship with over 15,000 members spread across 61 chapters in 14 countries. TiE has been supporting entrepreneurs by offering education, mentorship, networking, and funding opportunities. TiE charter members, numbering about 3,000 globally, are the backbone of every chapter. Charter members are successful, high-profile entrepreneurs, investors, and corporate executives who have reached a stage in their professional life when they're ready, willing, and able to contribute to fellow members and the community. In our short existence, the Philadelphia chapter has over 40 charter members, consisting of a who's who of successful members of the local entrepreneurial ecosystem. They drive our successful programming that many of you have attended and enjoyed through the years. Programs such as Top Pitch, in partnership with Pact and Comcast, TiE Young Entrepreneurs, and the Icon event, which honors highly successful entrepreneurs often with spectacular exits, are but a few examples. So today we welcome you to our inaugural speaker series, The Shift to E-Commerce, just leapfrogged 5 years, now what? We hope you get involved with TiE and hope you enjoyed today's program. I would now like to send it back over to fellow charter member and the CEO of Sinacor, Himesh Bhise, the vision behind this speaker series. Himesh?
Doc, thank you. Today's topic is e-commerce. Apropos, I think, given recent data that indicates the pandemic accelerated the shift away from physical stores to digital shopping by 5 years. In 2020, analysts say that e-commerce grew over 30%, while certain non-essential department stores declined 60%. So what does that mean for business? What does that mean for investors? And to discuss that and much, much more, we have an incredible panel with us today. Michelle Kelly is the CEO of Lilly Pulitzer, an iconic clothing brand known for its unique happy style. Erynn Petersen, the Chief Technology Officer of Drizzly, the largest online marketplace for alcohol, recently acquired by Uber for over $1 billion. And Suchit, Bachalli, the CEO of Unilog, a company that provides B2B e-commerce platforms, recently acquired by InvestCorp and already bulking up through M&A. Before I go around the table, or at least the virtual table, to our panelists, a note to our audience: please participate as best as a Zoom webinar allows. Enter your questions or comments in the chat, and I will attempt to weave them into the discussion and certainly leave time at the end for the panelists to answer your questions directly. Okay, let's go around the table here. Michelle, starting with you, perhaps if you could introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your company, and maybe spend a couple of minutes sharing how this acceleration in e-commerce has manifested itself in your business, both for better and worse, perhaps.
Sure, absolutely. So I'm Michelle and serve as the Chief Executive Officer of Lilly. And for those who may not be familiar, it is a lifestyle brand. We primarily make apparel for the kind of resort and vacation occasions in our customers' lives. We have over 60 stores here in the US that are company operated and part of our direct to the customer business. We've got a great digital business that, of course, tags along, and we try to get digital and stores to be working hand in hand as best we can. And then we also have a wholesale business. So we are truly multi-channel, and the heart of our business, as Himesh said, is it's happy prints and clothing for the resort lifestyle. So that's what we do. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely been wild lately, but it is a lot of fun. So quickly, in terms of how it's affected our business, it's definitely, I would say it changed a lot. I don't know if it's exactly where we thought it would be in 5 years in terms of the leapfrog, but we've certainly seen digital grow. We've been watching all the dynamics around the mobile. Mobile actually took a step backward kind of a year ago, but now it's certainly climbed back. And I think for us, all of the omni-channel initiatives have really become table stakes. Those are things that we maybe were just thinking that we had a little bit more time to get to, but those have now become table stakes. So those are really the three ways that for Lilly Pulitzer, our worlds has changed around e-commerce in the past year.
Terrific. Erynn, how drunk have we all been really this last year?
Well, with the growth, we've had to be completely stone cold sober just to keep up with it. But we're looking forward to celebrating along with everybody else when everything opens back up again. I'm Erynn Petersen. I'm the CTO at Drizzly. Drizzly is the largest online marketplace for alcohol in North America. Our goal is to be there when it matters. So we consider ourselves committed to life's moments and to the people who create those moments. We've got 100 million customers and counting across the US. We've got thousands of retailers. I had to look up the most recent number here, and we're in more than 1,400 cities across the United States. We started out about 8 years ago when two friends were sitting around together one night, and one of them said, well, why can't we get alcohol delivered? And it turned out that if one's willing to be respectful of the regulatory climate and figure how to do it in line with local regulations, you can indeed have alcohol delivered. And that's when Drizzly kicked off. For Drizzly this year, we've been part of the industry that obviously has seen a tremendous amount of growth. The alcohol e-commerce value in 2020 grew 42% across the board for everyone to US 24 billion. And that brought us up to about 7% of overall alcohol sales are now moved to e-commerce sales. So there's been a scramble across the whole network, from retailers to suppliers, to drivers, to delivery services, to make sure that we can meet that demand. It's been a fascinating year.
Thank you. And Suchit.
Thanks, Himesh. Suchit Bachalli. I serve as the CEO at Unilog. We are a e-commerce platform, predominantly B2B. So we service a lot of wholesale distribution, manufacturing, some hardware stores that have large contractor customers, et cetera, to help build their entire e-commerce infrastructure. I guess the best way to describe us and the work we do is, we're providing the picks and shovels to this gold rush of e-commerce. We're the technology provider to a lot of businesses that are setting up e-commerce. And one of the things that we have noticed over the last 12 months is fear and uncertainty have been a huge motivation for a lot of businesses to kind of figure out how to meet their customers, right? When the traditional channels of being able to meet your customers in your distribution centers, in your offices, in your regular supply chain gets disrupted, there's certainly seemed a need to meet the customers through digital means. And so what we have noticed is a significant uptick in conversations that people or businesses are having with companies like ours in terms of saying, hey, we need the tools, we need the infrastructure in order to support the growth that they are seeing in our business. So it's been very busy at Unilog, as well as it's been very busy in our conversations with our customers that are already live and have had their web storefronts for a while. We've seen in those conversations that they're really ramping up and seeing a tremendous growth.
Suchit, has there been a particular category of customers or a particular category of verticals that you have seen pick up in these last few months?
I think early on, definitely we have a fair bit of customers that are in the hardware retail segment, and in most states, if not all, deem them essential businesses, and uh, everyone started home improvement project for whatever reason in the middle of the pandemic, and those product categories and that part of the industry, the home improvement industry, just took off. So we had companies like McGuckin Hardware. They reported 1,320% growth in e-commerce digital sales. I mean, these are astronomical numbers. And one of the things that also happened in that product category was buy online, pick up in store. So as a homeowner, you're starting your new deck or you're painting a room. You can't go into the store, right? You couldn't go in and walk the aisles, but you could sort of get the endless aisle online and place an order. But then you could go drive by the local hardware store and pick it up. And so that really became very important during COVID.